And welcome again, everyone, to another edition of the BIS Podcast, broadcasting live on the Marvin Network, where our goal is to bring you updates on local government technology and, as always, to mix in a little bit of fun as well. On today's episode, we'll be going over workflow improvement and IT tips and tricks. And we have none other than our own Junior Anderson from the IT team joining us today. And welcome, sir. Take your bow, take your curtsy, and how you been, my man?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Can't complain. Josh, how are you?
Doing mighty fine. Can't complain either. Hey, Junior is one of the best folks. He has started kind of from the ground up here at BIS, like myself. I started in the back doing inventory right around the same time. Actually, Junior started just a little bit after me as a level 1 tech, and now he's risen to, what's your official title, Junior, now?
It's a service delivery supervisor. Some people call me service delivery boy, but you know,
just whatever you can get the job done. Am I right?
correct. That is correct. I wear multiple different hats, so.
And Junior, you also are recently an award winner here at BIS.
Yes, it was the Marvin Award. It's for the Employee of the Year.
Awesome. Again, folks, if you don't realize how hard Junior worked, he is one of the best employees we have here at BIS, as you can see by being Marvin Employee of the Year. And man, you've really done a great job in bringing the whole team together. And now with that supervisory role, again, a lot of folks that listen to the podcast know that Junior has always been on the phones, always been one to help out. And he still does that, but he's now kind of taking on that supervisor managerial role of the team. And, Junior, as we talk about workflow improvement and tips and tricks today for the IT side of things, what is some of that improvement that you've made or that we've made in the workflow process when it comes to IT?
Yeah, so just coming in, starting off as a level 1, it was always, what can we do better, to improve processes and helping, myself and the other guys, to do a better job at our ticketings, our answering phone calls, and or just a day-to-day task that we have. So a lot of it is, we trial and error as well. We had a call center that we brought on, and as soon as we've heard, clients weren't too happy just with hearing the different voices, we brought on, we're like, hey, let's, wing out that, bring back our old school customer service. And, we got Maya, who answers our phones, along with our techs and all the other great employees that we have here to answer our phone calls. So, and that's what, brings happiness to the customers. And that's what brings us happiness as well, being able to talk to these customers. So first and foremost, it's the call center. We have our frontline support team answering calls. They're the ones who, transfer the calls to our IT ticket queue and getting our techs involved. So that's the biggest change that I feel that we have made that makes a big impact on our team, along with even just our ticketing systems. We have SLAs put in place. So our techs have a specific set time that they have to respond back to clients and get the ticket created, opened, and closed.
And you mentioned it,
Mhm.
Junior, that one of the big things is that, we brought that on-call center back within BIS again. We were for a time using a third-party calling system, but now we're not doing that no more. It's all in-house now. And I know in talking to clients and talking to everyone out there, that was a big thing for them to hear just the human voices of BIS on the phones rather than just somebody else then transferring over to us. And I think that's a big thing, especially when they get one of you guys on the phone that they know that they can trust you right off the bat.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Especially when you build long reports with clients and, you could talk just hours without even talking about work, it kind of goes a long way. And that's what, even for us, we enjoy those conversations. So.
Great, man. And you mentioned right there as well the ticketing system. I know there's been some
Mhm.
changes into that to make sure that process is better and make sure tickets are getting responded back to quickly and promptly. What are some of the things that we've done to improve our ticketing system, Junior, to make sure that we are getting back to our clients in a timely manner?
Yep. So a few things that we have done. One is I'm managing the Zendesk queue. So any tickets that come in, I see all the tickets that come in, and I will categorize it and separate them to depending on the level of the ticket itself. Level 1 tickets, if it's something simple where a level 1 tech will handle it, they're the ones who are managing that first queue. So what we do is we schedule it out. So level 1s will get a ticket if they're on that ticket for a period of time. They will then move it over to a level 2. And if level 2s can't figure it out within a certain amount of time as well, they will then bump it up to a level 3. And with all that is within our SLA marks. So, as it's time the ticket comes in, there's a certain amount of time where that level one has to respond to the ticket or to the client, sending an email or a follow up on the ticket. And then also then there's a second SLA mark that triggers, once that first remark is being sent out as well. So
And Junior, how has it been for you? I mean, you've been in this role for a little bit now, but how's it been transitioning over to the role of not being on the phones as much, but being in that supervising role to make sure everything rolls in a good process to the guys who are really on the phones now? How's that process been for you?
it's been good. It's a big change, I feel, for me. Instead of just answering the tickets and calls that come in right away, it's more, sitting back and seeing the bigger picture of the overall company. So as much as I see a ticket, I'm like, oh, I could just shoot them an email real quick and get the issue resolved. I could do it myself. You know, I depend on the guys to do it, and then it allows me to take a step back and see a better process that we could do going forward. So it's a big change, I feel, for me to be able to put different and maybe better processes in place.
Awesome, man. Again, folks, Junior's done a heck of a job in getting those processes down and make sure that our clients are responded back to in a timely manner. And Junior, when you get to be, in that supervising role and you get to see kind of the big picture and everything, that kind of how the process of everything that works here at BIS when it comes to taking care of issues, what have you seen that's really been just an overall contributing factor, I guess you would say, and just how the whole team, how the whole process works in a way.
I think one, it starts with the techs having great employees, great techs who are willing to want to help and also want to learn. And if you have that, it makes my job easier. I'm more than happy and willing to train the techs as much as I can and give them all the knowledge that I know, from the tech side of it to the customer service side of it. I'm all for it, but it just makes my job easier when the techs strive to want to learn and want to grow, and they also look at the as this company as their company. So as if it puts a big impact on them, it's going to put a big impact on the company, and I think all of our techs kind of are aware of that, and they take it very serious to get the clients what they need in a timely manner. So
Absolutely, Junior. And I still love that you kind of keep that, really that personal touch with everybody. Again, folks, Junior may not be as, as I spoke before, he was so much, on the phones at the beginning when he started here at BIS. Now he's grown into this new role. And again, he's still there and he still wants you to know that. And I know you know that, Junior, that you still want everybody to know that, hey, you're still here. And if you do need to reach Junior on the phone, he will answer.
oh, for sure. Yeah. I still have my phone right here on my desk. And sometimes when people say, hey, they want to speak to you, I'm like, who, me? I get all excited about it. So,
Well, awesome, man. Again, you've done such a great job transitioning into this role here at BIS. And before we go today, what are some of the tips and tricks that we may have for our clients right now dealing with IT issues or anything like that? What are some tips and tricks that you may have out there you've kind of seen maybe in the past couple months or so that's out there a little bit that clients should be aware of?
yeah, really, it's if any issues, going on with the computers, first thing we always suggest is just throw it out the window, get a new one. No, but first thing we suggest is, when in doubt, reboot. Any issues going on with Teams, Outlook, applications just not working, or, something's just not going right the way that it needs to, probably is due to a computer not being rebooted, restarted. And a lot of those take place just because there's our Windows updates that have effect to the process of what you're trying to do. So just anytime something is not going the right way or as it should, restart your computer.
Gotcha.
I think that's a big one right now. A lot of times people call us and hey, my Outlook's not working. Oh, have you rebooted? Yeah, I did. And as soon as we reboot, it could start working. So
Again, folks, Junior is one of the best that we have here at BIS, and he's still growing. And even in his role right now, he is still growing and maturing and doing a heck of a job for us. So again, man, I really do appreciate you being on today, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to be on with us, share kind of the tips and tricks you have, and also the improvement in the process on the IT side of things. And here's to it getting better and better.
yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem at all, Junior. Again, Junior Anderson joining us today, folks, here on the BIS Podcast. We thank you for joining us for another episode. I'm Josh Green, and again, for Junior Anderson, we say until next time, so long and goodbye.